Enroll your child for the manifested e-learning platform and see their grades grow tremendously. These videos can be downloaded to a laptop for offline viewing or viewed from a smartphone in a course-friendly format.
Hello students, welcome to Manifested e-learning platform. My name is Wilson Andove. I'm your literature teacher. In the previous lesson, we began talking about aspects of poetry, and the dominant one was rhyme. And we said that rhyme is the matching of sounds at the end of lines. So before we go into today's lesson, I want us to have a brief recap of what we talked about rhyme. We said that rhyme is the matching. This is the matching of sounds at the end of words in a line in a poem. That is rhyme. And I want to give just an example of what I gave you in the previous lesson. There's this short poem. Now, to demonstrate rhyme, I want us to recap this poem that we had looked at in the previous lesson. We said we are looking at the end of lines. We are looking at the last word at the end of the line, in a line. So the word that we are looking at is reeds. It runs through the reeds, and away it proceeds through meadows and glade, in sun and in shade. So in rhyme, we look at these words. So the word read and proceeds, they have the same sound. So these are rhyming words. Reads and proceeds are rhyming words. So are glade and shade. So we call this end rhyme. End rhyme, because it's coming at the end of a line. You can see reads and proceeds. These words are rhyming, but they're coming at the end of lines. Glade and shade are also rhyming words, but they're coming at the end of the line. So we call this end rhyme, meaning rhyming words come at the end of a line. Okay? Now, in today's lesson, I want us to look at another form of rhyme that we call internal rhyme. Internal rhyme. Now, just like end rhyme, where sounds match, in internal rhyme, we'll find that a word that is in the middle of a line will match with a word, will match with a sound that is at the end of the line. So in internal rhyme, we find that sounds match. Sounds which are in the middle of a line will match with the sounds at the end of a line. So we say the matching of sounds that are in the middle of a line with those at the end of a line. So that is internal rhyme. The sounds at the middle of a line and at the end of the same line are matching. We call that internal rhyme. And I want us to look at an example of internal rhyme. And here is a poem. Here is a poem entitled The Raven by Edgar Poe. I said in the previous lesson that the writer of a poem is called a poet. So in this case, Edgar Poe is the poet, the writer of this poem, The Raven. So the poem says, the ship was cheered the harbor cleared, and every day for food or play, in mist or cloud, or mast or shroud, while all the night through the smoke white, the fair breeze blew, the white foam flew. Now I want us to look at this poem while we are matching sounds. In this case, we're going to look at the sounds, we're going to look at the words at the end of lines. So we're going to look at these words which are coming at the end of lines, and the sounds at somewhere in the middle of the line. So I'll go through the poem again slowly. The ship was cheered, the harbor cleared. Now in the first line, you can get the fact that the word cheered and cleared have the same sound. So cheered and cleared are rhyming words. It's only that cheered is coming somewhere in the middle of the line. It's not coming at the end. So the ship was cheered, the harbor cleared. So cheered and cleared are rhyming words. But this word comes somewhere in the middle of the line. So we call this internal rhyme. Look at the second line. And every day for food or play. And every day for food or play. So the word day and the word play are rhyming. Get the sound A and A. Day and play, the rhyming words. In mist or cloud, on mast or shroud. Cloud and shroud. So you also get this sound out. Cloud, shroud. So these two words, cloud and shroud, are rhyming words. While all the night through the smoke white. So night and white. You hear the sound night, it, white, it. So the word night and white are rhyming words. The fair breeze blew while the white foam flew. So again, blew and flew. These two words have the same sound. So students, if you look at this poem, you can see words which are rhyming. The only difference is some words are somewhere in the middle of the line. So the word day and play are rhyme. Only that day is somewhere in the middle of the line, and play comes at the end of the line. So we call this internal rhyme. So we shall say internal rhyming words, and they are cheered and cleared. We have day and play. We have cloud and shroud. Then you have night and white, and lastly blue and flew. I hope that concept is understood. I'll just re-emphasize that internal rhyme, just like end rhyme, you'll find that a word that is used somewhere within a sentence, in most cases at the middle of the sentence, rhymes with a word that is coming at the end of that particular sentence, as we have seen these examples given here. So these are rhyming words, but we call these internal rhyming words. Unlike the end rhyme, whereby we only find rhyming words at the end of the lines. So I hope that is very clear. Now, students, I want to look at some other aspects of poetry, and we want to look at something called alliteration. alliteration, and this is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words in the same line in a poem. The repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words in the same line in a poem. Now, students, I want to give an example of a tongue twister. Look at this tongue twister. If can tie a tie. Now, this is what we are talking about. We are talking about we are repeating consonant sounds. In this line, we have the following consonant sounds. We have ka, ta, and ta. Remember, students, we are talking about consonant sounds, not spelling. So, for example, can tie, this ka and the word can, both of them have the ka sound. The ka sound. So we say the word can tie and can are alliterating. I repeat, the word can tie and can are alliterating because both of them have sound ka, and I said it's about the sound, not the spelling. Please, students, be very careful because some of us look at the spelling and we are saying it's about the sound, not the spelling. If can tie a tie. So we call this alliteration. Another example. Peter bought a pack. A pack of, let us have another one. Bitter butter. Peter bought bitter butter. Now, if you look at this sentence or this statement, you can see we have pa, sound pa, as in the word Peter. We have ba, as in the word bought. We have ba in bitter and then butter. So, in this line, we have this sound ba, ba, ba. These sounds have been repeated. Bought, bitter, butter, ba, 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 ba sound. So we call this alliteration. We are repeating the sound ba, and we say it at the beginning of words in the same line. So we call that alliteration, okay? Now, another example, another style we call assonance. Now, unlike alliteration, where we're repeating consonant sounds, in assonance we are repeating vowel sounds. So this is the repetition of vowel sounds in words in a poem. We are repeating vowel sounds in words in a poem. For example, kill and bill, kill and bill, will and bill, for example. If you look at these words, kill and bill, we have e, will and bill. So when you are repeating vowel sounds, a, e, this sound e, kill and bill, will and bill. So when you repeat such sounds, we call this assonance. Now please note, In assonance, we are repeating vowel sounds. Vowel sounds in the same line in a poem. For example, kill and bill, will and bill. We are repeating the sound E. So we call this assonance. You need to underline it. Now we look at other styles which are common in poetry, other terms, sorry. The other term that is used in poetry is dialogue. Now, a dialogue is a conversation. This is a conversation between two or more characters in a poem. So, in a poem, if you find two or more characters speaking, we call that dialogue. As long as you have two or more characters speaking, converse, we call that dialogue. Another feature that you need to know is called setting. The word setting means the place and time. The place and time when the actions in a poem take place. So it means the place and time when the action in a poem takes place. So if you are asked, what the setting of this poem? It means where. A poem can be set maybe in a classroom, can be set in a forest, can be set near a river, can be set in a church or a place of worship. So it means the place, and also time. Can be in the morning, late at night, or even a season. So we call that setting. Another common style is called simile. Simile. I'm sure while you were in primary school you had similes like you are told as fast as a cheetah. You have heard of such statements. As slow as a chameleon. As brave as a lion. So those are similes. So a simile, this is a statement that compares two things or people using the words like or as. For example, you say Jane, example, Jane is as fast as a cheetah. So we are comparing Jane with a cheetah. Jane is as fast as a cheetah. So we are comparing Jane. The speed of Jane is like that of a cheetah. So we call this a simile. He is as brave as a lion. Again, you can see we are comparing this person. He's brave like a lion. So we're comparing those two aspects. So we call this a simile. And you can have many more. I wanted to give other similes that you may know of. Related to the simile, students, it's another term that you call a metaphor. So we have a metaphor. Now, a metaphor is just like a simile, only that does not use the word as or like. So it compares a statement that compares two people or things without using the word like or as. Like or as. For example, if we say Jane is a cheetah. Jane is a cheetah. What does it mean? Does it mean that Jane is an animal? No, it doesn't. It means that Jane runs as fast as a cheetah. So this is a metaphor. James is a lion. Does it mean that James is an animal? No, it means that James is a brave man, just like a lion. So, words which compares two things directly, such statements without using the word as, they are called metaphors, and they are very common in poetry. So you should be able to get more examples. You can say, she is a bee. What does it mean? It means that she is a busy person. She's not an animal. So you should be able to identify use of similes and metaphors in poetry. Then, so students, before we finish, I want us to have a brief recap of what you have learned today. Today we have talked majorly about poetry and some other styles, but we said when you're dealing with rhyme, we have two types of rhyme. We have end rhyme and internal rhyme. End rhyme comes at the end of words, whereby you find that some words are matching. We call that end rhyme. But internal rhyme is whereby we find sounds which are somewhere in the middle of a sentence and that at the end of the sentence are matching. These are very good example, cleared and cheered and cleared, day and play. So we call that internal rhyme. We have gone ahead and talked about some other styles used in poetry, like dialogue, and we said these are conversations between two people. We have talked about setting, which means the place and time when an action in a poem takes place. We have also talked about similes and metaphors. Up to that, student, that will mark the end of today's lesson. Until next time, God bless you. Thank you.
Manifested Publishers Limited is a research and teaching center that specializes in the production of learning materials and private online tuition for primary, secondary, tertiary, and university education. Sign up as a new customer at www.manifested